Well, you know what summarizes up this? It's all about how Arsenal went ahead to do this game and how they went ahead to obviously perform at the side of the Emirates by beating the side by 5 goals to 0. It might be the startup of the title charge of Arsenal, and most people might not be really believing it, but you never know. The bad days of Arsenal might be over, and they needed this rest to sit it obviously coming through and get to the perfect comments of 2024, because the only game they had played in 2024 was the FA Cup, and they lost that game to Liverpool by 2 goals to 0. And the reason as to why they lost it was because they are not clinical. And if at all you've gone ahead to see the stats today, Arsenal had 21 shots at goal, 6 on target, and out of the 6, 5 crossed the line. It shows you that during the Dubai trip, Arsenal was concentrating so much onto what we call the finishing, because it's not that they don't get in better places to obviously kill off their chances. They get in those better places, but the problem is when they get in those better places, they don't really kill off those chances, and that is what is really very calling for them. And I think if they really go ahead and really get that done and dusted in every game, they'll obviously find themselves really scoring goals. The same applies to Fulham. They had chances and they never went ahead to obviously utilize them. So I think Arteta has been working onto that. When you look at today, the other big problem they really have is that they still can't create chances for their number 9, and it's the number 9 that creates them chances. So it's one of those things that Arteta should improve on as we really wait and see where their title charge is going to take them. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. Rokan David is my name. Hope you guys are really having fun everywhere you are. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And let me send my greetings to everyone who is subscribing to this channel. Remember, I want to hit 20,000 subscribers before the end of this month, and everything is gonna go on as planned. Now let's start it off with the player ratings. David Raya, I'm gonna get him an 8. Why? He had nothing to do in that entire game, that is it, and he really went ahead to release a very good pass for the third goal that Gabriel Jesus created or assisted for Leandro Trossard. He takes it, and I really give it to him. So I'm giving him an 8 out of 10, though at the beginning of the game, he almost gifted it to Lema, and Lema went ahead to obviously hit that ball, and he really saved that ball and went into the corner. I think that's the only chance that was created by this guy. So that is it, coming in through from David Raya, and I get him an 8 out of 10, a clean sheet kept. And if Arsenal continue to obviously see that, then they'll put in a very huge move in there for you. So after that, let's go to the other guy called Benjamin White. You know, for me, some people would say that I have an agenda over Benjamin White, but I'm not really convinced with him being the right back of Arsenal, because if you look at how expansive Arsenal play, if you look at the possession that Arsenal really has, how come they cannot obviously come up and really take on teams in as far as creativity is really concerned? Their creativity is low because of those fullbacks. Today I saw Zinchenko doing exactly what I wanted him to do, that he inverted into the midfield and went ahead to find in passes, though he was not really good at really getting in a final pass or the end product to his game. But I want to see him doing that game after game. And Benjamin White, I think he only put in like 1 or 2 crosses and they're really off, you know? So I'm getting him a 7 out of 10. Left back, Zinchenko, he tried to invert the midfield. His attributes as a left back to play in the Mikel Arteta system is so much powered by his effort to be press resistant and invert in the midfield and obviously find a pass. Now, all I want to see him do is that when he inverts into the midfield and he really surges near the D of the opponent's area, we want to see that pass. We want to see that pass, like he really went ahead to find a line-breaking pass for Martinelli, and Martinelli never read him well. I want him to be doing that because he looks like he cannot operate well when he's playing in the wide areas or towards the touchline. You know, He's so deadly when he cuts inside. Now, I want to see his threat, you know, into that half space near the 18 box area of the opponent, creating lots of passes, because he rarely loses the ball. If at all he does that, game in, game out, then I'll come here and tell you that Zinchenko is really doing wonders. But I get him a 7.5 out of 10 for me. That's what I'm getting Zinchenko. We go to William Saliba, solid as usual, press resistant, Mr. Reliable. He's a Rolls Royce into that central defense, and he's really one of the big people that I've gonna hate, obviously, coming through and really keep that Arsenal defense alive. And he's the best defender in the Premier League. I'm telling you this. Name any one of those that you think can beat William Saliba at this, and I bring you stats. William Saliba to me is the best defender in the Premier League. That is it. I'm getting him an 8 out of 10. That is William Saliba. We go to Gabriel Magalhães, scoring 1, getting involved in 1. He really had a lot to do. And to me, the biggest improvement this guy's going to have to do is his passing ability is really great. And I've seen one of you in the comment section telling me that Jakub Kiwior cannot obviously bench Gabriel Magalhães. With time he will. With time he will, because he's a better bowler than him. You get? You know, the problem that Arsenal is really having is, the problem that Jakub Kiwior is having is, Arsenal are out of the FA Cup and out of the Carabao Cup. There is no way Jakub Kiwior is going to get a chance to obviously get into the starting 11 of Arsenal. But one day, one time, an injury will come and Jakub Kiwior will take center stage into that central defense, and that I will get to know that when I'm having this guy, I'm really having a more talented guy. But right now, Gabriel Magalhães is performing at a very good level. And as I told you that, all he needed was a player to compete with. That is it. He needed a player to compete with, and you see how he has gone ahead to improve. By the way, he has never played like he's playing ever in his football career. This is his best season. Like it or not, this is the best season of that guy. I'm talking about none other than Gabriel Magalhães. And this was his game by numbers today as he took on the side of Crystal Palace. He had 88% passing accuracy, 69 touches, 45 out of 51 passes completed, 5 out of 7 long balls completed, 5 out of 7 aerial duels completed, 5 clearances, 3 out of 5 duels won, 1 goal. Impressive showing. That is Gabriel Magalhães. Now, to me, he takes a 9.5 out of 10. He's a defender. He kept a clean sheet. He scored 1 goal and is responsible for the second goal because he heads it into the goal area and it deflects off the head of Dean Henderson and it crosses into the back of the net. So he gets a 9.5 out of 10 for me. That is Gabriel Magalhães. We go to Declan Rice. All right, Declan Rice to me really had some good game, and he takes an 8 out of 10 for me. Declan Rice takes an 8 out of 10 for me. Martin Odegaard, I told you, all what he's not doing is scoring goals, but the rest is really fine. When you look at how he composes himself, the way he brings in those corners and set pieces, it was really very important to see that obviously captained his team back to glory. And for me, Martin Odegaard takes an 8.5 out of 10. I go to Kai Havertz. He had a very good goal in the game. I've always told you, the game of football is all about not losing the ball and intensity. The more you get hold of that ball, don't lose it, you turn out to be a very important player for any manager in this modern game. That's what Kai Havertz really does. And he's getting into that system of Arsenal. And today, you saw to it that he was really releasing passes to Gabriel Jesus and he was tracking back very well. And he's really a workaholic guy, you know. He does a lot. And he keeps really moving into the right positions as a player. That is it, coming in through from none other than Kai Havertz, and he gets an 8 out of 10 for me. I go to the other player that played on the right forward of Arsenal. That is none other than Bukayo Saka. Saka Bukayo is really one of those people that is going to hit, obviously, have very many goals. I think he's the top scorer of Arsenal. He has like 6 goals in the Premier League and some 6 assists in there for you. But he has not gone ahead to replicate what he did last season. Last season, this man was on fire, and we can all agree that this season, Saka is yet to become good. He's yet to become good. 20 games, 6 goals, 6 assists in the league. You get? He needs to rise up to the occasion. As I told you last time, that all Arsenal need to hate is Martinelli, Saka to switch on. Like, if we're going to hate to see Martinelli do his stuff today, if he switches on like Martinelli has today, then Arsenal will be into a very, very, very good position to beat Man City and Liverpool for this trophy. Saka, for me, 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 for me. That's what I'm giving Bukayo Saka. Then, if we go to Leandro Trossard, who started as a left back, getting 1 goal, inverting very well, and that's exactly what I want to see from a wide forward. Bukayo Saka should look at Trossard and really get to know that when I get this ball, why should I run towards the byline? You know, byline, you are making it easy for the defender to defend you. Just cut inside. And the day Saka does that, I'll come here and hail him. Last season, I remember the goal he scored against Manchester United. You remember, he had 2 similar shots. One was denied by the bottom post, and one really crossed the line. If you can invert like that and go in for shots, or go in for those far post crosses like he did when Trossard was scoring an equalizer in the game they played against Chelsea this season that ended 2-2, that is the Saka I want to see. I hate the Saka who goes towards the byline. I love the Saka who cuts inside and really goes in for either a shot or a back post effort. That's what I want from him. Now, for Trossard, you saw him doing well. He got 2 chances in the first half and never scored any, but in the second half, this was one of the best movements that Arsenal had to do, initiated by the goalkeeper himself after a corner was brought and it landed directly into the hands of the goalkeeper, David Raya, threw it imminently to Gabriel Jesus. Jesus sprinted and went in for an effort that found Leandro Trossard. Trossard took a very good first touch and hit that ball into the back of the net. So, Leandro Trossard game by numbers, 100% dribbles completed. Have you heard? This is what we want. Dribble, cutting inside. That's what we want. And he completed all the dribbles. 86% passing accuracy, 37 touches, 19 out of 22 passes completed, 3 ball recoveries, 1 goal, and goal drought over for Leandro Trossard, and is now having 4 goals into the Premier League. So this season, he's one of those players that is putting in a very huge performance for the club of Arsenal, and he's now level on goals with Martinelli, who's going to have to play 2 more games than him. I'm giving him a 9 out of 10 because he does exactly what I call for. And this season, when you add on the goals that's going to have to score into the Champions League and the Community Shield, he now has 7 goals. He now has 7 goals this season. That is this guy. That is Leandro Trossard for you. And we wait and see how everything is really going to pan out for him. Let's go to Gabriel Jesus. Obviously, few people will understand the game. You know, few people will understand the game of Gabriel Jesus. And I've had someone already in the comments section, Rokani, I told you, Jesus is not a striker. I told you guys. Have you gone ahead to see, I think, the winner that Brentford is going to hit to score today? That winner has come out courtesy of Ivan Toney dropping deep, spreading the ball wide, and that ball was really delivered beautifully into the mixer, and Neil Maupe went ahead to control that ball very well and hit it into the back of the net. Now, it's not that every time Jesus drops deep, Jesus makes runs into the mixer or into the area of the opponent. But do you know what happens? They don't release him. They don't create chances for him when he's in the box. And it's him who makes those runs out deep, gets that ball, distributes it, and creates chances for them. If they can do the same he does for them, then he will obviously score those goals that you people are really complaining about. But today he was really magnificent. He looked like he had not been out for the knee injury. And this is why Arsenal missed him when they are playing Liverpool. You can all agree with me. And this was his game by numbers. 38 touches, 7 out of 8 ground duels won, 4 out of 4 dribbles completed, 4 key passes, 2 big chances created, 1 assist. That is Gabriel Jesus. And for me, he gets a 9 out of 10 for me on his performances. Then we go to the substitutes. We go to Gabriel Martinelli. Gabriel Martinelli scoring a brace, looked like a fine boy. He was on fire tonight, and he did a lot into this beautiful game of football. He played only 21 minutes, and this was his game by numbers. That is Gabriel Martinelli. Martinelli had 86% passing accuracy, 24 touches, 12 out of 14 passes completed, 3 out of 4 ground duels won, 3 out of 3 tackles won, 2 shots on target, 2 shots at goal, and he grabbed himself a brace. His first ever brace this season. Last season, I think he had a couple of braces, but this time he never had them. But he's doing really great in here for you. So I'm getting him a 9 out of 10. That is it. I'm getting him a 9 out of 10. That is Martinelli for you. And I don't know what you guys are really giving him out of 10. We go to the other guy that came on with him. I think they brought them together with... I think they took off Trossard, and they took off which other guy was taken off? Let me see. I need to really get this right. The substitutes of Arsenal that came on. I know they brought 5 substitutions, but there is a guy that came on with with Martinelli, and Emily Smith-Rowe, right? Emily Smith-Rowe. Emily Smith-Rowe takes a 7.5 out of 10 for me. That is it. Edin Ketia, 7 out of 10. Jakub Kivio, 7 out of 10. Jorginho, an 8 out of 10 because he went ahead to obviously create even a goal into that game of football. Mikel Arteta, 8 out of 10 for me. And guys, my man of the match is none other than Gabriel Magalhães. That is it. He's my man of the match. He really scored 2 goals for me. Though the second one was not given to him, but he was the reason as to why that goal went inside and counted. Arsenal finished the first half by 2-0. They came on and really sailed or capped their result by 5. They are going to rest for some good days because they are not playing the FA Cup, and we all know that on the 28th, 27th, they are going to be playing the FA Cup, and Arsenal is not going to be part of that arrangement. And Arsenal is returning back to action 9 days from now on Tuesday when they're playing away at Nottingham Forest. 2 games that can help them get fired into the title race more and more and more, as Liverpool is to face them at Emirates on the 4th of February. Will Arsenal have gone ahead to make new signings? It's the Lord that knows that. May the living God bless you and abundantly. The Muslims Barakallahu Fikum. We out for now. See you later. Bye-bye.